team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you've been affected by recent storms or need an affordable roofing solution, it's time to call Meadowlark Exteriors. They offer premium upgrades on new styles in both roofing and siding for residential or commercial projects. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about Certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert, driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this thunderous, tremendous, terrific 2 More Sleeps Thursday.
That is right, AD. Good morning, my friends.
Nick, I'm just going to get this out the way right now.
Please just get it. There's no stopping you.
There's no stopping AD. I'm looking at Nick.
What's it? Never mind. I'm trying to think
What are
of
you
a song. I'm trying to think there's a song.
About Doug?
No. I've moved on from that bit.
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't. There's no stopping us now. I can't
We're
think of the
on the
song.
move.
I can't think of the song that goes with.
Well, Nick, I'm going to tell you, it's a great song, and it's very similar to Your Shoulders, I noticed this morning. We're back in the break
Please
room,
explain
ladies
that.
and gentlemen. And Nick was talking about, tomorrow's plans. We'll get into that later. But as he was talking, he turned around, and it just hit me. I mean, his shoulders looked like 2 2x4s, one on the left, one on the right. And it was just so proper. And it was just, it was a man of strength. And
It's the shirt.
And Nick, I'm proud of you, man.
It's the shirt.
You've been getting it done, man. In the gym, I noticed
appreciate
the
that.
separation from the
little bit
from the necks and the traps up there. The trap game is coming in for you right now.
The trap game
traps. Traps make shirts look different.
They do.
So I tell people
They do.
all the time. I said, you know what? It's a boring exercise, but if you just do shrugs,
there's no better day than shoulder day.
shoulders, man, and
Yeah.
I can tell that you're not skipping any shoulder days, Swim.
No, I've probably done too many shoulder days. It's not proportional to the rest of my body.
Well, according to some, they look so good that they're just,
I guess so.
Yeah, there
I
was
guess
a
so.
comment
There's
this morning
some
that really took us off guard, but
HR.
yeah,
I'm kidding.
and we ain't talking about home run either.
yeah, exactly. How about this? Thunderdog Collins chimes in and says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Just got back from my trip to China late last night.
Wow.
And the first thing I hear this morning is Nick saying, watch out. Yes, watch out. Thunder is back in the Star City.
Thunder. Man, Texas, how was China? Was it business?
Yeah.
Was it pleasure? Tell me about how it was, man. I want to know how China was.
He got a new job a couple of weeks or months ago now at this time. And he said he had to do a lot of traveling. So I would imagine it's for the job.
Yeah, it's got to be a great job because, it ain't like he's going to, Columbus.
Not everybody gets to go to China.
Yeah, that is a heck of a trip. I'm wondering, Thunder, too, how long is going to take you, Columbus? How long is going to take you to get acclimated time zone again? Because that's got to be a major change for him. Because basically it's like tomorrow over there already. I think it's, they're like, 16 hours?
So it is 10:08 p.m. there.
Wow. Yeah, 2
So
hours from tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's about almost a full day different. Not really.
Takes you a while to get back.
Not really.
Like
About 12-hour difference.
When Bot got back from the Philippines.
Yep.
He was off for a few days as well, man.
For sure.
Off for a few
For
days.
sure. Heck, when I get back from Vegas, I'm off for a few days. That's why I hate Vegas. I hate that time change.
And it's not because of the time change either. Nick just doesn't know how to go to his room. That's the problem.
That is not true.
Yeah,
I was proud of myself.
You probably spent how many
Jay
days
Foreman
were you there?
bad influence. Second off.
Oh, so it's Jay. So Jay forced you not to go to your room.
In a way. Anyway, I had to protect Jay. I had to make sure.
So, so you were in your room. You were there for 3 days?
Let's see, what was it? I left. I got there Monday. We flew out Thursday night.
And you slept a total of 4 hours, from what I understand.
That is not true at all.
I'm just saying what I heard, dog.
I had to. I mean, I was very careful not to touch any of the sensor-related stuff on
fridge?
the fridge.
$28.
Yeah.
I was just looking at it.
Mandalay Bay gets you. Mandalay Bay. I'm pretty sure I was watching the Monday Night Football game that was taking place at Allegiant Stadium, and they showed the aerial view of that. They showed the aerial view, and I saw Mandalay Bay, and I thought, did I just feel my wallet get a little lighter just looking at it? I saw it on TV, and I thought, man, I feel like I feel like I lost some money.
You see Jay? Right
Yeah,
there?
I didn't realize Jay was listening.
Jay's like big brother. He's always listening.
Jay goes, Steve Stevens Money Management and $18 beers. That's right. That's right. We got there on Monday, and God bless Jay Foreman for this. But we got there on Monday, and we get the Jay. It was Jay, Austin, and I. We get to the beach bar that was down at Mandalay Bay, and I was like, I walk up and I go, man, $18 for a Michelob Ultra. It's like the Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. We're not in Nebraska anymore.
It's like that just ain't right, man.
Nope.
$18. How much are they at the game, Memorial Stadium?
$12.
$12.
They're in that vicinity. It's different if it's domestic versus import. Like there's differences there.
So,
I'm also curious to know what the concession stand lines were like last week against Houston Christian, because I know that they were bad against Akron, but I somewhat cut them some slack because there's a lot of people learning, and from what I heard is that there was one meeting that took place to try to get everybody up to speed on the new equipment, the new software and everything. So I'm hoping that by game 2 and potentially by game 3 this weekend, that all of the issues are now kind of taken care of and put on the back burner.
You figured, Nick, I was hearing that there were 20 minutes to 25 minutes people were in line to wait.
Yeah.
So that I can understand the frustration that'd be there. So hopefully they got that taken care of. And, at the same time, it's their first game. And like you said, hopefully this game, they get it all squared away and it's running a lot quicker than it was. Folks, we got a great show for you this morning. We got our man Jay Shannon coming in shortly. I'm not sure what he's bringing from One Potato. I'm not sure what he's bringing this morning.
He's bringing more than one potato.
Yeah, he's going to bring some grub in. Of course, at 9:30, we got some more sports action to dig into as well. We want to talk about Michigan State a little bit because Michigan State has a big game this weekend. They're 3-0. USC is 3-0. But we want to talk about a particular detail that deals with that game that's coming up. So, like I said, Jay Shannon's going to come in here. We'll talk about Michigan State as well. And, Nick, we also want to talk about Lincoln's very own Mike, what's his your last name?
Michael Hellman.
Michael Hellman. Talk about him. 10 o'clock, we'll get some sound bites from Dana Holgerson and just talk about keys for Nebraska on the offensive side. We talked about the defensive side on yesterday for the offensive side. And, Nick, I want to know which player on offense, besides Dylan and Emmett, because those are the obvious ones. But besides, and I want to know from you, text line as well, offensively, what players besides Dylan and Emmett have to have a big game? And I would even say Manos, because obviously if those two are having a good game, that opens up for other people. But I want to get your opinion on that. And then at 10:30, we got Greg Smith of On3 Sports, correct?
Yeah, and a national recruiting analyst for Rivals On3. They're the same company nowadays. And so, he's going to break down the big recruiting weekend because it's a massive recruiting weekend for Nebraska.
Yes, it is.
I mean, we talk about the opportunities on the field. There's a massive opportunity for this staff off the field as well to potentially kind of continue to skyrocket their 2027 class. That's what a lot of these visits are this weekend, is for the class of 2027.
Dude, I don't know about you, Nick, and maybe it's just because we're so close to it. I can kind of feel the feeling in the air that it's a big game this weekend.
Really?
Can you kind of I just kind of noticed that, just downtown area, just the vibe. And maybe it's just me, but I get that vibe. Let us know if you're getting that vibe. This is a big game coming up this week.
Yeah, I think we haven't been able to learn and absorb a whole lot of quality information the last 2 games. That's just the honest truth. And so the last 2 games haven't been able to learn a whole lot about this team. And so I'm more interested in kind of after Saturday, whether it's a Nebraska win or a Nebraska loss, trying to devil in the details and dive in a little deeper to where you can look at, okay, how did they do certain things against Cincinnati and how does it compare to Michigan? Because this has been a long 3 weeks, and it should be a productive 3 weeks. Like we should be able to look at things on Saturday and go, okay, you know what? That's a build off of maybe some things that they did the last 3 weeks, and it's now more improved. It's executed better. Like we should be able to see a step up regardless of competition. If at the end of the game, it's a clean game, Nebraska has few number of penalties, they don't turn over the football, and neither does Michigan, and Michigan wins by a one possession score, then you know what? You tip your cap. You're bummed out because you lost the game, but you tip your cap and you say, okay, we'll try to get you next time, but it was a well-played football game. Now, if Nebraska loses because of similar reasons as in the past, that's when there's a little bit of cause for concern.
Well, I can't read 5183's text, but it's funny. Yeah. It's a good one, brother. It's a good one. Or sister, whoever's texting it. Nick, it's just there's going to be some things that we haven't seen before from Nebraska, and quite honestly, Michigan having to play at Oklahoma that's probably more on tape that's going to benefit us if you're going strictly on tape, because they were going against a top 25 opponent. So we're going to have a little more, I would say, idea of what they're going to do. But even if we didn't see the game tape of Oklahoma, we still know what Michigan loves to do, and that's to run the ball.
I think that Oklahoma, then on the flip side of that, taking it away from the tape and just the experience of it, I think Michigan's actually could be better prepared for this game against Nebraska, because they've had to play an opponent like Oklahoma. That, don't forget, that was the nationally televised game on ABC. That was where College Game Day was at. The lights won't be too bright. I don't think we're concerned about the stage being too big for Nebraska. It's a matter of how they respond if they get hit with some adversity. Like if Michigan goes up 10-0, how is Nebraska going to respond? Because it could be 10-0 by the end of the first quarter, and there's so much football left that you have all the time in the world to potentially come back and be able to handle some things. So I think that it's not, I'm not concerned about Dylan Raiola quivering in the spotlight, or I'm not worried about Dane Key not showing up on the perimeter in the pass catching game. It's more so of just, and I guess really for this defense, it's if/when they get punched in the mouth and they find out for themselves what type of game it's going to be, how do they respond? How are they able to adjust mid-game as well?
Yeah, the adjustments are going to be key in this game, as we all know. Again, they come in with a freshman quarterback that is dangerous. You have Justice Haynes, the running back, who is one that can inflict a lot of damage pretty quick. But again, I like Nebraska where they're at, and excited to see where they'll go next on this, man.
This is a great text, and it's one that Jay and I talked about on the post-game show last week, and I'm sure he's talked about it on Old School this week a little bit. IQ Crew says, I think my biggest key of the game is the chess match of Dana Holgorsen versus Wink Martindale, the defensive coordinator for Michigan. You're absolutely right, IQ Crew. I think that's one. If we're looking coaching staff matchups, that is the more intriguing one, I think, of this week. Sure, I think potentially you could say, the way that John Butler attempts to adjust and tries to adjust and change things certainly can play a factor into that. But I think more so is the Dana Holgorsen versus Wink Martindale thing, that matchup going up against each other this weekend.
It was interesting to listen to Heinrich Harburg I think it was yesterday or the day before on the news, discussing just some of the struggles of playing Michigan the first time. He was sacked, I think, like 4 times, few picks in there, and they just bludgeoned us in that game. So there's some guys on this squad, Nebraska's team as well as Michigan, who has been on the other side of it.
Well, here's what we're going to do in a couple of minutes. We're going to go to break. We're going to let them get settled in, go to break, and we'll to bring in the guests in the next segment. But I think that ultimately, when we look at it all, AD, and 402-464-5685, I think I would like to know and gauge the temperature in the room, and if it's going to change before Saturday, because I think that there's been a lot of people, myself included, that has had this ebb and flow and this like valley to mountain feeling of where, Nebraska should win. And then it's like, well, okay, we got to see it before I can believe it. And then, no, I feel like Nebraska should be able to get it done. So And right now I'm sitting here 2 days out, 48 hours out, feeling, you know what? I think Nebraska is going to be okay. And I feel like it's going to be a victory for the Huskers. I don't know how you feel, though, on Thursday.
I honestly feel good about this game, cautiously so.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of question marks still.
Absolutely.
And I would even say for Nebraska, if we do a deep probe in their minds, I think they want to prove it to themselves that they can do it, as well. I'm not saying they're doubting, but it's just like, I'm excited to prove to myself, each individual, and collectively as a team that we can do this. So, yeah, I'm very optimistic, cautiously so, because they just don't know what to expect. We haven't seen it yet.
I think you're absolutely right. Before we get to break, got to tell you about our friends at the Lincoln Children's Museum. There's still time to sign up your child for game day play dates with our friends at the Lincoln Children's Museum. While the parents enjoy the game inside the stadium, their kids can get their own game day experience from the Lincoln Children's Museum. Drop-off is 90 minutes before kickoff. You pick up your child up to 60 minutes after the game, and while you're cheering on the Huskers, the kids can enjoy fun activities that involve science, technology, engineering, math, all centered around football and getting themselves active. It's affordable, convenient, and most importantly, just steps away from Memorial Stadium. If you're interested, here's the big part. If you're interested, you must register your child prior to game day online at the LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org. Once again, that's online, LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org. Game day play dates. Make sure there's only a few spots left for Michigan this week. Make sure you sign up for this week and for the weeks to come, because this goes on all season long.
Folks, we got a big show. Stay tuned. We got Jay Shannon back in the house, founder of One Potato, but he's got some food for us. Also, he's a huge football connoisseur, loves Nebraska football, also coach high school football. So going to get his input for this weekend as well. And again, at 10 o'clock, we're going to talk all offense for the Huskers in Michigan USC game, but a lot of Huskers as well. We'll be back. It's The Drive.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at LOVBNEB.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krekak of State Farm Insurance.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Tune in this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. as Old School broadcasts live from Lead Lodge and Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City to kick off the 2025 Applejack Festival. The festival runs on September 20th and 21st, as well as September 27th and 28th at Arbor Day Farm. Pick apples, enjoy cider, and welcome the fall season with fun for the whole family. Purchase tickets to the 2025 Applejack Festival online at arbordayfarm.org and listen this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. to Old School, broadcasting live from Arbor Day Farm. Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering and finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back on this tremendous, thunderous, beautiful Thursday morning. 2 more sleeps until Nebraska plays the Maize in blue. 2:30 kickoff Memorial Stadium. We got our guest Jay Shannon in the house and his teammate David in the house as well. Jay Shannon, what's happening, man?
What's good? What's good?
Jay Shannon from One Potato. And folks, the beauty he brought us this morning. You know what? I got to say, I didn't think I'd be eating a chicken wing at 9:25.
Sorry.
This morning. But brother,
Sorry, bro.
I'm about to destroy this during breaks too.
Let's get it right.
I already worked out,
Yes,
so it's
sir.
on and popping.
Yes, sir.
It's on and popping. And you know what, Jay Shannon, I'm going to tell you, last night, Nick, I ain't told you this, David. It was something happened last night.
Mm-hmm.
So Marcy, Nick, you know who brings the meals on Wednesdays? What's the name of her restaurant again?
Yes, Sweet Things by Marcy.
Sweet Things by Marcy. So she brought some gumbo.
Okay.
So I ate gumbo for lunch.
Okay.
And she also had a piece of bread. There was bread pudding bread pudding and also pound cake. So I ate the gumbo for lunch, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then at dinner, I had a steak, I had broccoli, I had a potato, and then I knocked out the pound cake.
Wow.
Then I knocked out the pudding.
Oh, wow.
And then I went to Trader Joe's and got me a half a quart of ice cream and ate that too.
Wow. Sounds like you had a pretty good night. To me, it sounds like a fun-filled night.
You know? I got up a few times, went to the back. It was hitting on me.
Yeah.
So today, I'm going to start earlier, with this, because everything, I'm going to let you explain it. Last time that Jay Shannon was here with One Potato, had a friend of mine, and I want you to talk about them, actually reached out to you guys.
Yeah. Multiple people reached out to us, actually, after you posted us on your social media, which we want to say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
To both of you guys and everybody at 93.7 The Ticket. Appreciate you guys for the love. What happened was, first, I mean, I'm a Husker fan. Let me tell y'all this. So that's how we even started the conversation. Is that I'm a for real Husker fan,
big time.
So Bill Bush texts me, man, and for me that's big. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm a Husker dude. I know y'all see him all the time, but for me, Bill Bush, a Husker coach, texting me, telling me that the food was amazing, made my day.
Yeah.
Sipple, you telling me that he said the food was amazing, it made my day, bro. So. Shout out to you for that. Shout out to all of the coverage we got on social media. And then a customer reached out who said she heard me on the radio and she ordered 28 potatoes, man. Which was interesting for us because it was different. She DoorDashed 28 potatoes. And we were like, wow, man. He's like, man, we got a DoorDash order for like 28 potatoes. I said, call DoorDash and make sure it's right. Because why wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? We like, if they could just, we have our Facebook and all that, you can, hit the catering side. And I was like, nah, bro, it's like 28 potatoes. So we made all 28 potatoes and this lovely lady came and picked them up. And she was like, well, I heard you on the radio. And because we thought it was someone else, to be honest, we thought it was another one of our loyal customers and it wasn't. This lady had never eaten it before. No. All she had heard was on the radio, it sounded fire and she wanted to try it. Yeah. And she took a 28 potato risk. And then she hit me back that day and said they were amazing.
Michelle is an amazing lady.
She asked
Michelle for a lot of years from the gym. And she wanted to, she said, hey, I want to try those.
Yeah.
And for one of her customers.
Yeah.
For one of her customers.
She's in pharmaceuticals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Her customers loved it.
Oh, that's what's up.
She doesn't eat potatoes. She goes,
she said,
yes, but when I do, she goes, I'm eating these.
So today, shout out to Michelle.
Thank you so
I won't
much.
forget your name again, Michelle. Shout out to you, Michelle.
Oh, yes.
And so what we brought today, you need to get that. You need to get that sauce. You see that?
Hold on. Look, I'm showing this on the video board. Look at that.
So what you have there is the wrap. That is everything that's in the potato. We wrap it and then we kind of shallow fry it in some.
Look at that.
And some butter.
So what do you shallow fry?
Shallow fry.
Shallow fry.
So it's just we shallow fry the whole thing to give it that crispy outside.
Look at that. I mean, Nick, hey, that don't even look real, bro.
That one ups the potato.
Are you serious?
It is the potato.
I mean, it is the potato, but I'm just a big wrap guy.
Yeah.
And so you throw the same stuff in a wrap, and it's over for me.
And he said that. That's why we brought it. I remember you saying that the last show.
Man.
And so what else we brought was what I called it the world-class wing, man. It's the signature wing. It only comes in one flavor, and that flavor is the one potato flavor. It's the seasoning that we put on the potato and the seasoning that we put on our smoked meat. We put it on a chicken wing, and then we kick it up just a little bit with a dash of cayenne, just to.
It's not too much though.
Nah, it's perfect. It should be perfect. That's what we try to do. And then we have the salad. Salad is called. There's no salad dressing salad. We season the salad and we top it with smoked chicken. There's cucumbers, there's peppers, there's cheese, there's all the good stuff to make a dope salad. And then we say, hey, no salad dressing needed. Ellie, who shout out to Ellie's mom. Ellie does not eat salad at all.
Doesn't eat anything.
She said, I don't even know the last time I've taken a piece of lettuce. And so I said, Ellie, will you please do me a solid and just try this salad with no dressing? And she was like, with no dressing? She looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, please, Ellie, will you do this for me? Just so if they pan the camera to you, you'll be able to say that it is true. And so Ellie looked at, much to her chagrin, she looked at the lettuce, she picked it up, bro, and ate it and was like, And I was like, oh, I got worried because I was like, oh, it's not good.
Smell it first.
Right, it's not good. And then she was like, no, what you don't understand is like that feat right there, the picking up the lettuce and eating it was huge for me.
Oh,
and
man.
I did it, and she was like, and it wasn't bad. So I don't. People that know Ellie and her relationship to lettuce, just know
it was non-existent before Jake.
She ate a raw piece of lettuce, no salad dressing, and she said it was good. So
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying? We accomplished one thing with our lives, at least today. So that's the no salad dressing salad. The what kind of meat is in there?
Chicken.
It's a chicken wrap, and the chicken wing, and then we bought our signature sauce as well.
That sauce is legit.
So you put the sauce on the chicken wing. You can also put the sauce on the wrap too.
Barney says right here, when are you going to get a one potato in Lincoln?
Who is Barney? Tell him to reach out to me. I need his financial investment.
If you,
let's find a spot and we're on. Let's
Barney,
do it.
if you reach out to Jay Shannon, in fact, the only one that can have it on here, I'm going to text you. It's okay if I put your number on because he's the one that's going to see it.
Sure.
So I'll text Jay Shannon's number on here.
Yeah.
Hey,
man. Barney, let's get
reach
it.
out to him,
Let's get it. You find me. I see some vacancies across the street. Find me a spot. Find me a spot.
That'd be dangerous, though.
We on.
We would be over there all
I was
the
just
time.
saying. I was just saying.
We can do it. We can pop up though. We should do some. You know what'd be?
Oh my!
dope?
We gotta pop up.
Let's do a pop up here. Like we'll
Why
bring the
wouldn't we?
smoker. Bring the smoker and just tear Lincoln.
Oh, we can talk about this.
I mean, let's do it.
We can talk about this.
Okay.
Let me ask you
We'll
this.
tailgate or something.
Yes. So that's the right one right there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. I just sent it to you, Barney. David, how did you and Jay Shannon get connected?
Wow, you're going to talk about a lot of history,
That's
but
a lot.
But just to make it short and sweet, we met a while ago in 2006, and pretty much we share ideas, and we start talking about food. It actually started when we were, supporting our youth group to go out of town,
right?
Like you mentioned last time, and we collaborate together. He loves food, I love food, and this seasoning that he created is signature. It just wakes all of the food up.
See, how do you? Okay, that is interesting. And David, also a Benson graduate.
Yes, sir.
Same school as our my good friend Tony Veland.
Yeah.
TV.
TV. He's on the walls.
Yeah,
he definitely
TV, and no, Lornell was at North. I'm trying to think else. What was that? Benson. Played linebacker for us. He's
Randy Stella.
Yeah, Stella.
Yeah.
My man Randy
Yeah.
Benson guy as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about the seasonings. How do you even begin to start making a seasoning?
Well,
yeah.
All right. So my wife was so in my wife's family, there's a history of hypertension. And so we seasoned with people season with seasoned salt and garlic salt and this salt. So what I was trying to do is take salt off the menu completely but still get flavor. You know what I'm saying? So where it still tastes good, it wasn't bland, it wasn't unseasoned,
right?
And it wasn't just super spicy for no reason. You feel me? So what I did, I just start, mixing stuff, man. I played with it for like a year.
Yeah.
And I took the things that I know are good, stuff that we really like.
Right.
And I try to make them like bring up the flavor and take the salt away. So there has no table salt, no seasoned salt, no salt inside our, we call it a rub, our seasoning, inside the rub. And what we did was just kind of play with your taste buds to where you get the citrusy and then you get the savory, and then it makes you believe something is super seasoned or like salty seasoned.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah. It's a facade.
It's a facade. It's just like, it's not to sound super nerdy, but it after the fact, I'm going to say for first and foremost, God, by God's grace alone, because I'm not a food scientist at all.
Right.
This is just God's grace and his ability to, help me think and see things clearly. So when you mix it, like,
that reaction is from a salad.
Yeah, like citrus and
hey, that salad.
It's
It packs a punch, man. But in a
World's
great
greatest
way.
salad.
In a great way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
go
just
ahead.
like a citrusy,
I even said that. I
savory
even
thing.
did that away from the microphone because I was trying not to be heard.
Yeah. So he's eating the salad with no salad dressing and it worked. He didn't even shake it. If you shake it, you get everything in there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my goodness, man.
Because I just had a little piece of that meat.
It's the same seasoning throughout. So here's the dope part about the seasoning is that you've tasted it 5 different ways now, and it tastes different every time. It's the same exact seasoning.
It doesn't taste like the same seasoning that you got on the wings or anything.
It is though.
Yep.
The same seasoning that's on the wings is on the wrap. It's on the potato.
Hey, man.
It's on the salad. It's on everything, bro.
Just not playing with that.
And be honest with you, the seasoning is even in the sauce. It's everywhere, bro.
People are asking, where can we get the seasoning? You guys should get a food truck. We got a lot of people with some great ideas on here.
No food truck. And my business partner would tell you the reason why we don't sell the seasoning specifically is because we got 3 restaurant ideas cooking, man. So we are like, it's my guy, bro.
Yeah.
This is my covenant partner, bro. Like I believe only by faith that we're together. It's God's grace that we're together, that we are brothers the way we are. Don't get it twisted. We get into it. We fight. We argue.
It wouldn't be normal
we build. You feel me? And he's just as crazy as me, bro.
Yeah.
This would be now our second business that we're running up to a certain thing. So we are serial entrepreneurs. I guess that's the word people use all the time. And it's my guy, man. So we have 3 other restaurants in our little mind, if you will. And before we release the seasoning for everybody to buy, because we know the seasoning is a game changer. Like
yes, it is.
It is. I'm being honest with
Yes,
you.
it
Like
is.
I can take a novice, somebody that does not know how to grill, and his family has been telling this food is good for years. And I give you
We need to get you involved with Jay Foreman because he falls in that category. Hopefully Jay's not listening anymore.
Swear they're a barbecue master.
I'm kidding, Jay. I didn't mean that.
No,
You're incredible, man. I'm kidding.
If I give you the seasoning, it takes all your food up to a notch. So I'm just saying, before we let the secret sauce out the gate, we kind of want to establish the restaurants, and then we got one more restaurant, and then another restaurant style type of thing. But it'll happen. You know what I'm saying? And once we do that, then everybody can buy the seasoning.
We got Henry Bank Hank. What's up, brother? He goes, where can we get the seasoning? He just answered that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Big Bank Hank, it is. I'm just going to tell you, it's amazing. You've got to get up to Omaha and try this stuff.
Okay.
I can't wait to dive into this wrap.
Yeah, I appreciate you handling this.
Look at yours.
Yeah, I'm gone. It's
The wrap is
gone.
for him, bro. I brought it for him.
I cannot appreciate. Well, here's where my mind went. Is there any way I can get like 10 of them, and then do you think we could freeze them?
Yeah.
Like would that you guys? If you guys, I don't know. Would you be able to freeze them and then warm them up?
I can't speak for quality is very important.
100%.
I don't know.
I'm a reheat specialist.
Okay. What would you say, David? Reheat specialist.
He has a doctorate. hey, it's a Reddit joke. It's freeze been dead serious.
That's fine. I'm saying it doesn't even need to I'm not saying microwave. Like I'm wondering pop this in the air fryer. Yeah. Air crisp up the tortilla shell.
Well, he said it. And I would have to say that he knows when it comes to reheating things, this guy is the reheat master. And I mean, I told you this is my homeboy. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Yeah. He can bring a burger back. He can take McDonald's with no microwave and bring it back.
Bring it back to life.
Yeah, bro. He's a reheat master.
Well, stir up the gift.
First time I've ever heard that, but we'll take it.
He's the only person with the moniker.
This thing is loaded.
It's fact.
And okay, this is what I'm going to, not to be disrespectful. It tastes like something that should be horrible for you, but it's not horrible for you.
It's not necessarily.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not.
That's what I'm saying.
The potato's real.
Yeah.
The cheese is real. You feel me?
Yeah, you talk about
everything all natural.
Tons of protein.
We're gluten-free now, too.
And we're gluten-free. And no high fructose corn syrup at all anywhere in there.
Brother, I'm just blown away because can I be honest with you?
Please.
When you said you weren't bringing potatoes, at first I seen the text. I went,
disappointment.
But then you said, I'm gonna bring some. I said, this, and the wings, first of all, the little bit of salad I had, because what I'm going to do at break, I'm about to tear this apart.
Get right.
I'm blown away by the gifts and the talents you've been blessed with and how you're using these things, man, in the enterprise.
You going to eat that wrap, though?
Oh, I'm going to tear this wrap up.
I was just making sure.
Yeah,
I bought enough for 6 people.
I know.
Okay.
But if AD doesn't want to eat his,
AD's about to put in work.
And that's the half of the wrap. We sell the whole wrap, bro.
See, Nick, I would be asleep if I ate a whole one. Because this was gonna hit me, especially with the wings.
Yeah.
Okay, the sauce. Before we go to football,
the
sauce. What was okay? How long did it take you to come up with because sometimes you taste something okay, that's cool. How did you say, okay, this one is it?
All right, so I'm only gonna be honest. The sauce took 3 minutes.
Yeah.
No cap.
Really?
3 minutes. So this is what happened. So we cater heavy. And we're really good at charcuterie boards, right? Mm-hmm. Just because of I told you our mind, his mind, in respect to how we can concoct flavor palettes. So charcuterie boards kick butt, real butt. So we did, for a shout out to the union in Omaha, we did like 7 charcuterie boards and like 150 wings.
Yeah, 300.
Like 300 wings and like 7 charcuterie boards for their catering event.
How long did that take you to prep that?
Not long at all.
Okay.
The charcuterie boards is like one of the funniest things that we get to do for catering, because we can just like play with people. Like I could take the best, like curating the best of things and then like putting them together so that when you grab this and when they grab this, like for us, that's just, that's like fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to watch people grab the flavors and be like, oh my God, just like, did we get a kick out of watching his face?
Well,
it was like, I'm not done yet.
Well, no, I had to go get the sauce to put it in the wing.
Yeah.
So I had to be able to have the sauce. It's incredible.
So we did 300 wings for them, and the lady that ordered, Tyler the Keisha, the order, she was like, "We need some sauce for the wings," and I was like, "Oh, I don't got no sauce." Oh yeah, I do. So I grabbed this, that, threw it together. You feel me? Stirred it up, tasted it. Right. Shout out to my daughter and David. My daughter and David diminished it. I was like, the sauce is all right. And so I said,
Stay
cool.
humble. Stay humble.
I said, cool. So I just put the sauce over there. Like we fixed the problem. We just needed to have a sauce for the people for this event. We got it there, done. No, don't worry about the sauce anymore.
And it went off.
And then
the union, the people that bought the sauce was like, what in the world was in the sauce? And I was like, you like the sauce? They was like, what do you mean? The sauce is amazing. So I look at him and I'm like, I thought you said the sauce wasn't. He was like, man, it ain't nothing. I called my daughter, right? Who, shout out to my baby girl. She's in Howard right now.
Oh, nice.
She says the sauce is basic pop. So I was like, okay, left it alone. They said it kicked butt. They loved the sauce. So then Omaha Day happened, right?
Yeah.
And we were selling wings and fries, and we would like put the sauce on the side. People start coming back to the restaurant like, bro, I just want fries and sauce. Hey, can I buy the sauce? And so I was like, I looked at him. I said, I told you the sauce was fire. I told you the sauce was fire.
And Dave was like,
it's all right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It was all right. You know what I mean? And then some lady was like, oh, I put the sauce on my salad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, then.
that is a good idea.
Man.
But I don't
Sauce
wanna
is
do it- I gotta
everywhere
eat
now,
this
bro.
one- I gotta eat this one. Just
Sauce
like
is
it
everywhere now, bro.
Let's go to break. When we get back, let's talk
get
about Little Husker
Let's
football
do
ahead
it.
of Michigan.
Let's do it. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
We'll
There
be
it
right
is.
back, folks. This is Drive.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes, Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
We strive to help people get into home ownership. That is the American dream. Having something that you can go home at night and say, this is mine, is very important. The great thing about Remington Homes is affordability.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. We give you a lot of choices, and you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
It's nearly time for Bonsall Pool and Spa's truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I had no idea, folks, that at 9:58 this morning, I was going to be eating a wrap. There was potato goodness inside of it, polishing off wings, and then sipping on some milk coffee to wash it down. Things that happen on the drive.
Just another Thursday.
Just another Thursday. Folks, again, we got David in the house. We also got Jay Shannon in the house from One Potato. They pulled a quick one on us this morning, and it was a good quick one because this food is absolutely amazing. My man right here, Bo Lever, says, so I was painting, and now I want a potato. And first of all, Bo Lever, that is a great job. You have a gift, brother.
Dang.
Look at that right there.
That's paint?
That is something.
That's crazy.
You got a gift, brother.
Yeah.
You got a
Shout out
gift.
to you, boss.
He goes, now I want a potato.
Come through. We open it, and we open at 11. Come through.
Yes.
There it is.
Jay Foreman. You see Jay Foreman?
Yeah. Jay said Nick's getting seasoned live on radio.
He said Nick's getting seasoned live on radio.
That's wild.
You guys, we talked a little bit about obviously the food. Again, if they want to get to see you in Omaha, where do they go?
2402 Lizzie Robinson Avenue. 402-819-9337 is the number you can order. You can text that number and order that on that number. You can also inquire about catering and anything else in that regards to that number. Our social media is at One Potato and Barbecue on Facebook, One Potato and Barbecue on Instagram. And we just love food. We love people.
I love it. Barney says, I want to drive my FedEx semi down there and have a bite. Sounds so good.
Come through.
You guys, we got a huge game on Saturday.
You better believe it.
That. Yeah. Jay Shannon and David both. I want to get what are your keys for the defense?
Am I going first?
Yeah, of course. You guys decide.
All right. So my key for the defense is for our defensive coordinator and our defensive line coach to at least trust the boys for a little bit. I want less stunting and less one-on-one matchups. I want to, because I think and I'm not a defensive coach, but from what I understand about football, I would say I think it's important for us to be very gap sound to stop the run game. And I think that we have to, give the guys some assurance that each gap is going to be taken care of, and in that assurance that gives them the freedom to just play reckless and go. You know what I mean? So I think to stop a run game, you got to be gap sound. So that's my key to defense. And then the second part of that key is we're most talented in the back end. So I don't have a problem with safeties and guys coming down in the box. We can make the box a party if we want to. As far as I'm concerned, put 11 in there and make them throw. I want to see them by the second or third quarter. If they just lining up running the ball, we could lose. I want to see them 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8. And if that means that we got to put 11 in the box, put 11 in the box.
Well, and I trust our guys too, our secondary in particular.
Definitely.
My only thing is I want to make sure, and I don't worry so much about our secondary, but playing discipline, not to get caught up looking in the backfield. Somebody slips behind you. Run, and you get you get in the play action will sneak up on you. David, what about you, man?
I'm going to start here. I want us to play confident. I want us to act like we belong. I want us to act like we're going to win the game and to have some sense of pride about putting on that uniform. That's where I want to start, because as a fan, that's the energy that gets me excited. When I look into their eyes and they're like, let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
And then to piggyback on what he said is definitely, I don't want that quarterback running,
Underwood, man.
Yeah. Run shot all over the field. So
and I like how both of you mentioned in the box, Jay Shannon and David, like you mentioned, playing like you belong there. And that is something I think Nick Nebraska has struggled with in the past. Just happy to be there rather than, no, I belong here. And I think you play differently when you have that mentality.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that we've talked about between you and I, AD, where it's just like Nebraska, that's where it's when they get punched in the mouth, how do they show up and say, okay, you know what, we're built for this. This is what we've been working on, right? Because the coaches can preach it all they want, but at some point, the 11 guys or 22 total that are on the field on Saturday, they got to believe it. And without that, coaches can get you prepared. They can put you in the spot. They can do everything that they need to do. But at some point, you got to go play and you got to go execute. And you got to trust in yourself that you're able to do that.
Last question I got for you guys. Offensively, what are the keys? If there's two keys for Nebraska's offense to solidify this game, what is it?
First and foremost, I'm a fan. I love the team. But I think the key to offense is going to be Dylan Raiola shows up as Dylan Raiola. He doesn't show up as Patrick Mahomes' little homeboy that dresses a certain way. No, he shows up as Dylan Raiola. You feel me? That he represents his last name and that he comes with a mindset to solidify himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten, and for not only that, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. If he steps on that field with the swagger that, that tells me that I look at him like, oh, he's Dylan today. If he shows up as Dylan Raiola, we're gonna be tough to beat.
Agreed.
I think I said this to him. He just need to give me 5 scoring drives. That's a lot to ask for, but just 5.
Right.
5 scoring drives throughout the whole game, and I don't think Michigan can beat us.
David, how about you, my friend? What's the prediction?
31-13.
31-13?
I like it.
Okay. There's a couple of scores we talked about. All right.
That's it.
I told him my score was 31-20. And the key is same thing like what he said, but I do want Dylan to take his shots if they're there. Not a gunslinger mentality, but not so passive or tentative that if you see something, you can get, you know what I mean? Get the ball there, and capitalize on drives. So 31-20 is my prediction.
I love both of them scores, man.
There you go. How about this text before we get out of here? Somebody says on the text line, all this food talk has me hungry. I work in Omaha on Mondays. I'll see you guys then.
Love it.
There you go.
Love it. Love it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to reach out to make that happen.
Yeah, please do.
Reach out. You know what?
We're open on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We cater
That's
Monday,
right.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Cater Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
But we'll be at UNO. He can come. It's open to the public. We'll be at UNO on Tuesday in the Student Center, the Milo Bell Student Center.
Yes, sir.
From 11 to 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Love it.
And then Monday we'll be at with the soldiers at Offutt.
Nice.
The only way you can get in there is if you have a pass. Shout out to the soldiers, airmen at Offutt.
Yes, indeed. Fellas, David, Jay Shannon, appreciate you, brothers, man. Love you guys. We'll definitely have you back on again because I'm about to go to work on this right here.
Yeah. We need to do a ticket. We need to do a tailgate for you guys.
Yes, we
man.
do.
I agree. We can talk.
I'm down with
do
that.
it.
We'll absolutely talk.
I'm down with that. Folks, we need to come back. We got some sound bites from Dana Holgerson. Talk more about this offensive side of the ball. 10:30, we got our guest. Mr. Smith will be in the house from On 3. We'll be right back. It's The Drive.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Tune in this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. as Old School broadcasts live from Lead Lodge and Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City to kick off the 2025 Applejack Festival. The festival runs on September 20th and 21st, as well as September 27th and 28th at Arbor Day Farm. Pick apples, enjoy cider, and welcome the fall season with fun for the whole family. Purchase tickets to the 2025 Applejack Festival online at arbordayfarm.org and listen this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. to Old School broadcasting live from Arbor Day Farm.
Harvest season is here, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade now. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends September 30th, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
It's nearly time for Bonsall Pool and Spa's truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert. Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. I have little parcels of chicken wings in my teeth. My belly feels good, but it wants more, Nick, because I just keep snacking on a little bit. And my stomach's like, hey, man, we going to do this or not, dog? You know what I'm saying? You, on the other hand, Nick, I looked over and I got some video footage I'll post later.
Oh, great.
I don't even know if you knew you were on the radio still, because you were.
I sure did.
You were over there going to work.
But it was at one point, it's like, all right, priorities here. I mean, that was just incredible. We can't thank those guys enough. From One Potato and Barbecue, enough for everything there.
We love it. Oh, Dad 34, I agree with you. He goes, read this. It's simple. We have to control the line of scrimmage, and we win. And you know what? Old Dad 34, us being, I would say, the older I would say seasoned, speaking of seasoning, Nick, seasoned population, that football, and Jay has said this a number of times, football is a simple sport.
Mm-hmm.
We complicate it at times.
When
we play it, when we coach it, even when we analyze it at times. And old Dad, you're exactly right. In any division, any level of football, Pop Warner, once you go see, Little League football on Sundays, whoever controls the line of scrimmage wins the games.
Yeah, and Nebraska's in as good of a spot, I should say. I mean, offensive line, that's one area that you felt pretty good about it so far this season. I think, AD, and maybe the Texters can tell me differently, but I think ultimately Nebraska's been able to run the ball pretty effectively this year. Mm-hmm. And so that's been a big thing to then open up the passing game. We haven't seen Nebraska take a lot of shots, a lot of gambles downfield. We saw a little bit more against Houston Christian last Saturday with the 40-yard reception by Dane Key. Ball was a little underthrown by Dillon, but it was still completed. And then we saw TJ Lateef hook up with Cortez Mills for a nice touchdown pass. But I think one thing that we've noticed about Dana Holgerson's offense is that it's just always moving. It's always trying to get a couple of yards. And I think obviously that's the goal of a lot of offenses. But when it's all said and done, I feel like Nebraska's offense has been able to generate a rhythm not only earlier in a game, but also more consistently.
Yeah, you know what, Nick? This is why I'm so excited for Saturday, because Nebraska will get a litmus test. They will know where they stand at and where they're at as far as overall as a program, not just offensively, but defensively, from a psychological standpoint, where they stand in big games. And like you mentioned, Nick, can they take a punch in the mouth? Because they're going to get punched in the mouth Saturday. Believe that.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the predictions of scores are, they will take a punch in the mouth. My man Bruce Mills from Nucor, who I spoke for last week, texted me, sent me an email regardless of other business, but he mentioned, he goes, "Hey, I know you're working, and I have to have seasoned salts when I am grilling burgers." So
it was so good.
So Bruce, man, I'm gonna have to hook you up. I'm gonna have to have Jay Shannon hook me up with some seasoning. Maybe
he's not going to.
Maybe he'll give me an early release on some.
Maybe,
and I'm gonna just cover the package and just say, "Hey, this is what it is."
Exactly.
Because you know when people, Nick, you might be too young to remember this. In fact, I know you are. I don't know if they do this anymore. When people would post bootleg versions of movies online.
Oh yeah.
It was, so I'm gonna have to give them not a bootleg.
I never
version.
watched.
I'm sure. Yeah. When I was in college, we had our neighbor's cable all, for 4 years, but nevertheless,
they didn't know. Did they not know?
We're not going to talk about it.
So somebody out there's going, I'm pretty sure I lived next to AD in college.
Statute of limitations are over, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. But it probably didn't run off of Wi-Fi back then.
No.
It was all satellite.
There was no Wi-Fi. You know what was weird before we hop into Dana? One of my neighbors, such a solid dude. He collects a lot of sports memorabilia. He brought me a couple years ago. He brought me down an Orange Bowl souvenir magazine. Souvenir magazine. And he goes, "You notice something here?" I said, "What is?" He goes, "There's no www." The internet wasn't even out yet, dude.
That's crazy.
It's just crazy.
I can't imagine a world with no internet.
No, because you've only been born.
I've only been born in the internet world.
It's crazy to think about that, man.
Yeah.
Nick, let's dive into Dana Holgorsen.
Let's talk about the running game, because and there's one thing I love about Dana Holgorsen is he always starts out his answers so hot. He's always so loud. He's always so loud when he starts out with a microphone, then it settles back down. So I apologize for the audio there. We'll try to keep this a little more level for everybody. But
the offense comes out the same way.
Yeah, right, a little hot. It doesn't simmer down though. Here's what Dana Holgorsen said when he was asked, "Is the run game where you want it?"
It's better. It's better than what I thought it was last year. I think Emmett's running extremely hard. It'd be good to get Micaiah back. Ives took a step in the right direction, and so, obviously everything starts up front, and Dylan with being able to get under center and get us into the right play. That hopefully it's better this week than it was. Just constant improvement. I think we need to be now, especially with Emmett running the ball as hard as he does and as versatile as he is. There's always room for improvement.
So what I gathered there was that obviously you want to continuously improve, and he mentioned that. But I think that there's also something to be said where he did it. He acknowledged it, where he said, "Look, this is I think we're at a pretty good spot for this point of the season." Essentially, is what he mentioned. Where he's like, "I feel like we're in a pretty good spot for where we're at now." Week 3 going into week 4, gosh, week 4 already. Yeah, right. Well, this is already game 4, but you're sitting there going, okay, you know what? You feel like Nebraska, for all things considered, where they're at in this point of the season, they're running it pretty well. A big part, we didn't see Mekhi Nelson last week, and there was some curiosities as to why they get him back this week, as we just heard. AD, a big one. What do you look for in the number 2 running back? We saw Quentin Ives take a step forward. We know they like Isaiah Mosey a lot, understandably so. He does a lot of different things and unique things. And then Mekhi Nelson just runs angry. So what do you look for when talking about the number 2 running back? Here's what Dana Holgorsen had to say.
We'll see what practice looks like. See what the tape looks like. We'll see what practice looks like tomorrow. And just that's a constant evaluation, not only at running back, but at every position, And so we're repping 3 groups. At this point in the season, I've never been anywhere where we could rep 3 groups. And so, we're doing that, and young kids are going to keep getting better, the Moseys of the world. And, they're going to keep getting better to the point to where I thought Ike had a great practice, and so I got to, as a coordinator, consistently, like, what can we do to put the guys that deserve the reps, get them the ball with the game plan, and then call it the appropriate way to be able to get those guys in there that deserve those reps and deserve those touches.
Nick, when you think about, this is just take away, I'm not saying take away Saturday, but put Saturday out of your mind for a second. You see an offense that there's some plays at times maybe scratch your head, but those are far and few between this year.
Mm-hmm.
How big is it and how refreshing is it? And this is just the reality of it, is to have a guy of Holgerson's background, of his success, that is guiding this offense.
I think it's massive from the rhythm and consistency standpoint. I would also say this as a realist, and this might be me trying to it's not going to ruffle feathers, but this is me being realistic here. Nebraska hasn't been behind schedule very often these first 3 games.
They haven't.
Right? And
some red zone issues at times. Not issues.
100%.
You'd like to see
no red zone.
They're
Red zone issues. Nebraska's struggling immensely when they're inside the 10-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that Nebraska, in between the 20s, more so, has not been behind schedule a whole lot. They've kept the procedure penalties at a minimum. They've kept the holding penalties at a minimum. And that naturally is going to change when you're facing better competition. Right. And so it's almost now, I think these next couple of weeks, Michigan, you go into a bye week, then you play Michigan State and Maryland out of the bye week. These next few weeks, when you start to play Big Ten level competition, I'm interested to see how they respond when they do get forced behind the chains, behind schedule, when they have to go 2nd and 17, or when they have to go 2nd and 15. Like who steps up and makes a play, or are you still looking for somebody to step up and make a play? Because one of the worst things you can do is try to play Superman, number one. Number two, the offense, we're talking about it in such bright, beautiful colors because they haven't faced a whole lot of challenges yet from a defensive standpoint. Yeah, I mean, naturally, college football, there's going to be challenges. But in terms of, like, we saw Houston Christian when they got behind schedule, and it was like 2nd and 19 right off the bat, they had no shot. No shot. Nebraska, what are the play calls? What does Dana decide to do when it's 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 19? Like those types of things. I think it's tough to answer that question because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. And that's why I say in 48 hours, a lot of questions that we had. Now, obviously, you have a whole season to go. You're just basically, like I said, going 4 games in. But there'll be some things to build on. Regardless of the outcome of the game, there'll be things to build on either way. Nick, I do feel this, though, and I'm just going to dabble into the defense one quick second before we go back to the offense. I think playing a guy like a Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati, it alarms Nebraska and keeps them sensitive to the fact that if you do not play discipline and gap integrity and don't set the ends, a guy like Underwood will kill you as well with a team that's more loaded, that's more talented, and that's more explosive. Nebraska, if we think and that guy, Woody Gashes for 96 yards, 94 yards by himself. And they were, and Nick, like you mentioned this after that game, they were during big moments that he hurt us, 3rd and long, 2nd and longs.
Yeah.
We got them off schedule. Cincinnati did have plays when they got off schedule, and it was Brendan Sorsby with his feet, unfortunately. So Nebraska in this game against Michigan, if they don't play sound, disciplined, a guy like this can hurt him. But here's why I feel comfortable, though, Nick. More comfortable, I would say. Not comfortable, but more comfortable.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go to the tape in Cincinnati and say, guys, if we thought this guy could hurt us, this guy can kill us.
Yeah, I'm strangely not as worried about Bryce Underwood as I am about Justice Haynes. I think Haynes,
him too. That's a whole nother topic conversation.
I think Haynes's legs on the ground from in the conventional run game posed a bigger threat. I'm not sure how much Bryce wants to run either. A lot of Bryce Underwood's broken plays come from broken plays and where he has to scramble rather than design runs. And John Butler was asked about that yesterday. We'll see if I can pull it up real quick. About let's see. Okay, here we go. Michigan scramble plays versus the design run. Here's what John Butler had to say on Tuesday.
I had 2 design runs. 7 of them were undesigned. I could be wrong. I'm not in their offensive meetings, but it looked to me like 6 or 7 of those runs were him taking off after undisciplined pass rush lanes or a play breaking down, which that's just standard operating procedure. Most quarterbacks are going to scramble in those situations. He obviously had that quarterback counter where he scored a touchdown, and then I think he had a zone read where he pulled it and the defensive end tackled him. Other than that, it was him making some plays with his feet outside of the framework.
So there you go. I mean, numbers specific there. Out of his 9, according to John Butler, 7 of them looked like they were scrambles or broken down plays, or where only 2 of them were designed runs. Bryce Underwood's fine with running. I don't know if he's going to lean on that to beat Nebraska. Now Michigan might be sitting on their side going, this is a way we're going to beat them. Bryce, you better be ready to use those legs. And that very well could be. I'm more intrigued to see how Nebraska handles the conventional run game with the Michigan running backs.
Justice is a problem. Oklahoma got a dose of him. I think he busted like a 60-something yarder, if not further, in that game against OU there in Norman. Obviously, Oklahoma won that game, but yeah, they pose a lot of problems. Underwood as well as Justice pose some problems. And again, it goes back to the point Nebraska just got to play discipline as far as that goes. What else we got from Hoagie on?
Yeah, let's go back to Dana Holgorsen. One more before we get to break. What did Oklahoma do offensively that gave Michigan trouble? Here's what Dana Holgorsen had to say.
Well, the quarterback run game, which we're not going to do much of that, obviously, but they hit him on some deep balls. Oklahoma's quarterback's a good player. It's the first time I've seen him play. He was West Coast kid, and so I didn't know anything about him, but he's extremely competitive, extremely athletic. Gave them problems in the quarterback run game. So some of that video is useful for us. Some of that video is not useful for us. I've watched everything that Michigan did last year, and the games that they did this year, so there's things that we'll be able to take from it, but probably the main thing was the quarterback run game, but the kid did do a good job of putting the ball in play in the pass game, a lot of empty stuff, and we'll be able to take what we can from.
I'm interested to see how much Nebraska tries to stretch it out this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Nebraska air it out a little bit longer this game, maybe take a couple of shots. I haven't looked at the weather. I don't know if it's favorable or not for passing conditions. But I feel like we have yet to see Nebraska fully introduce some of the deep passing game. A lot of the stuff, I'll say this, a lot of the stuff to Ja'Cory Barney has been some underneath routes to where they'll try to get it to him in space and let his athleticism do the work. And that's been fine. But we forget how big of a threat that was last year, was Ja'Cory Barney. And maybe now in a wide receiver room to where you have Isaiah Hunter and Dane Key that can also stretch the field to a decent amount, maybe you don't need Ja'Cory Barney to play that role. But I think that's one area that I've noticed is a lot of Ja'Cory's routes or the connections have been on the short yardage passing game routes, get it to him in space and let him go to work with his athleticism. And I also know like Ja'Cory hasn't been 100% healthy since the start of Cincinnati's game. Right. So, that's another thing, and maybe they're not trying to push it too much.
Nick, I tell you what, Saturday's temperatures look very nice. Low will be 61, high is 76 between 3 and 4 p.m. So so that's going to be beautiful compared to last Saturday's.
Yeah.
Furnace people were sitting in.
So Nate and Lincoln asked, will we see Dylan Tucken run more? I think it's important to note that Nebraska has to do what they do well, right? Like you can't, and this is not to come after Nate and Lincoln, because that's not what I'm getting at all. It just is a perfect segue for it. Don't do uncharacteristic things, right? Like I think that's the thing. Like Nebraska can't go out there this Saturday and go, oh, you know what? I think we're gonna try the quarterback run game a little bit more because we saw that's how Oklahoma beat them. Well, no, John Mateer is potentially going to be a finalist for the Heisman Award. He was able to bring his offensive coordinator with him from Washington State, Ben Arbuckle. They both go to Oklahoma, and it's a seamless transition there for the Sooners. And so I think, and this goes for Dylan, this goes for everybody. Just do what you've done. Do what you do best. Do what you've trained yourself to do the last 3 weeks, the last 6 months, the last calendar year. because the moment that you start trying to do uncharacteristic things is the moment that things really start to unravel.
That's not who you are. That's something that Jay Shannon and David mentioned, and you just iterated that as well. Play within who you are.
Yeah.
Stay in system as much as you can. And we'll see what happens, man. Folks, when we come back, we got Greg Smith from On 3, native of Nebraska, as well. So excited to talk to him. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive.
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool off this summer with a delicious horchata or other special drinks, and grab one of their famous taco boxes for a group of friends or coworkers to enjoy, full of birria tacos and many other options. Don't forget their great desserts like tres leches, flan, and cheesecake. Get to Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant. This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
Tune in this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. as Old School broadcasts live from Lead Lodge and Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City to kick off the 2025 Applejack Festival. The festival runs on September 20th and 21st, as well as September 27th and 28th at Arbor Day Farm. Pick apples, enjoy cider, and welcome the fall season with fun for the whole family. Purchase tickets to the 2025 Applejack Festival online at arbordayfarm.org and listen this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. to Old School broadcasting live from Arbor Day Farm.
It seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
With your weekly high school football scoreboard update, I'm Nick Sainer. We concluded Week 3 action last Friday, and in Class A matchups, Lincoln Northeast shut out Benson 56-0, Lincoln East topped Grand Island 30-3, and Lincoln Southwest fell to Papillion La Vista 23-12.
In Class B, Norris blanked Lincoln Northwest 63-0. Seward beat Pius on the road 27-14. And Waverly dominated McCook 42-7. Week 4 holds some good matchups across the state, with Lincoln East facing off against Lincoln Southwest, Omaha West Side versus Bellevue West, Beatrice traveling to York, and Pius hosting undefeated Platteview. Stay tuned each week for high school football coverage right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We're going to hop right into our guest, Greg Smith from Rivals. Nick, thanks for getting us connected with Greg. Greg, how are you this morning, my man?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me on. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Doing good, Greg. It's obviously a big weekend for Nebraska football on the football field, but it is shaping up to be a massive weekend off the field in terms of recruiting. I kind of want to just give you the floor to start out. I mean, you know this stuff as well as anyone. Kind of just set up the weekend for Husker fans of what type of weekend in the recruiting world this could be for Matt Rhule and his staff.
Yeah, pretty simply, like it is, of all of the recruiting weekends happening around the country this weekend, Nebraska and Miami, I would say, have the two kind of big showcase weekends, right? And we know what Miami does kind of with the amount of 5 stars and elite talent they bring in down there. And Nebraska's list is very similar to what that list is going to look like with the guys that are coming into Lincoln. But I think the big picture thing here for Nebraska is they've been laying the groundwork for a weekend like this really since last spring, right? They have been bringing in a lot of these guys that are coming in that are blue chip talents and are highly rated in the Rivals industry rankings, have already been to Nebraska's campus before. A lot of them have been peer recruited by, Trey Taylor, who has been very active in kind of peer recruiting, and now Torrey Pittman has joined in along with Matt Erickson. And so Nebraska, it's a huge weekend for Nebraska, but it is also not just hey, this is the first time all of these blue chip guys have come here. They've quietly gotten a lot of them there, which is going to really help with the familiarity that those guys have with campus, but then also they've been hearing about what a game day is like in Lincoln, especially for a big game like this against Michigan. Like, it's shaping up to be what could be really a program-changing weekend if Nebraska can kind of hold up its end of the bargain on the field.
We're speaking with national recruiting analyst Greg Smith of Rivals and also On3. Greg, I guess that's one thing that we've seen Nebraska and the staff under Matt Rhule.
they've really embraced visits in like March and outside of the season. Is there any specific like advantage in addition to game day to why coaching staffs might want to have some visits in March in comparison to during the season or vice versa? What are the main differences that you see, that you hear from guys, of why they want to visit when they do?
Yeah, the big thing specifically for Nebraska is, and you heard this a lot, when those guys came out here in the spring, a lot of them did for that 7-on-7 event that Nebraska had. The reason why Nebraska wanted to get so many kids out here was exactly what those kids said to me and others afterwards, which is, we didn't know that Nebraska was like this, right? Like, you still hear this, and I know it's a sore subject for fans, and the fans understand kind of what's going on here and all of the things that Nebraska have to offer, but you have to put yourself in the shoes of, say, a blue chip recruit from California or from Texas or Florida, who's like 16 years old. They don't know what's out here, right? And so that's the huge advantage to getting them here in March and in the spring, because they get to just see, like, without fans, well, there were fans around for the event, but without like a game day experience, what it's actually like in Lincoln, what Nebraska's facilities like, what everything is to offer here. Then you plant the seed of, hey, if you think it's cool now, wait till you come back here in the fall and see a game here, and that's where it really pays off, and that's where we're seeing kind of then having them set up. So it's a multi-step process of being able to get them exposed to Lincoln and to campus, let them see that it's actually better than they think or may have previously thought, then bring them back for a game and kind of blow them away that way. And so far, that is kind of working out, and we'll see kind of what happens from here.
Greg, AD, question for you again. Thanks again for coming on with us this morning. Obviously a huge game for Nebraska, taking on 21 Michigan. Michigan has already had an environment like this, obviously, when they were in Norman a few weeks back. As Nick mentioned, the lights are not going to be too bright for them at a 2:30 national televised game. If you're Matt Rule, though, we all talk about the year 3, what he did at Temple, what he did at Baylor. Now here's an opportunity for the nation to see if Nebraska has made those major steps. You bring it to recruiting with all of those things I just mentioned. How big is it for Nebraska? I know this is kind of an obvious answer, but still just hear your input. How big is it for Nebraska to show up and show out, not only for the national attention, but for those recruits that are saying, you know what, Coach Rule's cooking something here in Lincoln. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's a huge deal, obviously, because, a lot of these kids that have been hearing from Matt Rule, like, let's say these 2027 kids have been hearing from Matt Rule really since he took the job, right? Like, a lot of those defensive backs, the moment that Addison Williams touched down in Lincoln, he started contacting those guys because he knew that he could get this caliber of player to come at least check out Lincoln and see what it was about. He couldn't do that at his previous stop, right? And so to get guys here and let them see, good results, first of all, see what it's like, but then see good results on a big national stage. Like, it'll be, you guys know, like, it'll look amazing out there, and the vibes will be very high if Nebraska can pull this off. So to have this level of recruit in the house, to be able to see that and be able to see that atmosphere. Think about, Colorado last year. I know Dylan made the comment about wanting the fans to even up their game from that. Think about being able to have this amount of good recruits in the house to see that kind of atmosphere in another win. Like, I don't think it's priceless of, the type of impact it can have moving forward for those guys, because Matt Rule has been telling them for a couple of years, hey, we're going to build this thing. This is what I do. I'm going to build it slow. In year 3, this is really going to explode. And if they actually show that on the field, it just is a nice proof of concept for him and a big deal.
Greg Smith, the national recruiting analyst for Rivals, joining us on the Allo VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber. Now, Greg, looking at this weekend specifically, a lot of the names you mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, the Trey Taylors, the Ericksons, Torrey Pittmans, those are all 2027 guys. It's this weekend's, it's important for the upcoming class, but for really 2027 and 2028, this is the weekend for those classes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you're going to, and this is not unique to Nebraska. This is what's just happening with kind of the cycle that we're in. Like, I think it's something like, 95+% of our like Rivals 300 are already committed for the class of 2026, the current class. So really most schools have their current class of 26 done. Now there is an interesting thing for 26 for the transfer portal. Like, you do want to, going back to Amy's question too about, what this does on the big stage. page. Like, you want to show potential transfers as well, that, hey, Nebraska is continuing to make those strides. So that's actually more important than what you'll see from the 2026 high school recruits. But no, it's a really big weekend for 27 and 28, especially 27. Nebraska already has, at this point, has a top 3 class in our rankings for 2027, kind of led by Taylor and Pittman. Erickson is a nice prospect in there as well, and they've got their eye on several big time recruits, and a lot of them will be in attendance this weekend for 27. Juju Johnson, the number 5 cornerback in our rankings. Duve Williams as well, I think he's number 4. They've got a lot of big time 2027s that are coming in that are going to get to see this atmosphere.
Greg, we've all been around Nebraska football, and we've followed the recruiting side of things for quite a while here, and it's not as much of a surprise that they're able to get guys on campus, but I mean, it as well as anybody. There's a difference between getting guys on campus for a visit just to come check it out, but then actually having a true shot at some of these prospects. And because I remember back in the days of TJ Pledger and Brendan Radley Howes, there were visits being made just because this other guy was already committed and he said, hey, I'll come check it out with you. Those types of things. For this weekend and the next couple of weekends for those 2027 class specifically, does Nebraska have a true chance to land some of those top prospects that you mentioned?
Yes, they do. The short answer. The longer answer is it's funny that you went back to TJ Pledger and Bookie and some of those guys. Is that I do think that's a great call. If you did have you've had a lot of that. Hey, I'm coming because my friend is there, and I'll just have a good time and see what it's like. And but I'm in the back of my mind, I'm really not going to go to Nebraska. They're not really a strong consideration. I think you're having much less of that right now with these guys, and it's for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's what I said earlier when you have guys coming back for their second, third, sometimes some of these cases 4th visit to Lincoln, then that it's serious, right? And that's a big thing. The other thing is I think the relationships that a lot of these top players, especially when you look at the defensive backs that are coming in with Addison Williams, you look at Shorts and his relationships with some of these wide receivers. I think that these are real, genuine relationships that these guys have that also are keeping Nebraska kind of on top of mind for some of these elite recruits. Are they going to get all of these guys? Absolutely not. It's just not the way that it works, especially considering who Nebraska is recruiting against for some of these kids. And I know Matt Rule made the comment recently about, they're recruiting against, the LSUs and the Georgias and Ohio States. But what comes with that is some really hard fought battles, and you're not going to win all of them. But if you start to win your share, then you start to really put together an elite roster. But in order to do that, you've got to win some of these big showcase games as well.
Greg, you mentioned some of the Kill Shorts. You mentioned Addison Williams. Also, I would put Terry Braden's name in there. Of course, John Butler in there. How crucial is it to have coaches like that with a history of success? You look at Holgorsen at his previous stops at West Virginia, Houston, etc. Obviously, Ted Butler, not Ted Butler, thinking Nebraska player, Coach Butler, coaching on the pro ranks. Terry Braden, Super Bowl pedigree. Addison, we all know how his recruiting prowess has been known around the nation at his previous stops. As you mentioned, there are some of these guys he wouldn't have got at his previous stops. How big is it that Rule made those moves to get those guys here, to even get some of those guys to come to Nebraska and see it?
Yeah, it's a huge deal. And I think that's honestly what had to have been part of the line of thinking for Coach Rule when he decided to bring some of these guys in, particularly these guys at wide receiver and cornerback coaches that he brought in this last kind of change, this turnover that was in the staff. I think that was very intentional. I think it's a very smart move. And I'm glad you mentioned Coach Holgorsen, because he's one that it feels like, and especially coordinators get this anyway, where we don't talk a lot about coordinators on the recruiting trail because generally they don't do as much as those position coaches. But when you talk to offensive guys, you talk to Trey Taylor, you talk to those other receivers and tight ends, they are well aware of kind of the history of Coach Dana and what he's been able to do with offenses that he's had. And that is very appealing to these different skill position players. So that's a good shout out. That is definitely a guy that makes an impact on the recruiting trail based on his history and pedigree.
A couple more for you, Greg, before we let you go. Greg Smith, National Recruiting Analyst for Rivals, joining us on the Allo VIP line. VIP line brought to you by our friends at Allo Fiber. Okay, Greg, I want to talk quarterbacks for just a moment, because there's been a lot made through the fan base about the way Nebraska's recruited the quarterback position, and it's not necessarily out of the ordinary to go get a quarterback each class. But when you look at the profile of quarterbacks that Nebraska's been able to attract the attention of, not only Dylan, but then going on to TJ Lateef and Dayton Raiola and then Trey Taylor in 2027. And there's some notable names in 2028, even looking farther down the road. What are just your overall thoughts on Nebraska and the quarterback position? Is it a situation to where, in this day and age of college football, if somebody moves on, if somebody decides to go somewhere else, there's backup plans that are high in talent and Nebraska doesn't have to use the portal, or just kind of what's your read on the way Nebraska's recruited the quarterback position?
Yeah, I would say that they're actually very well positioned with quarterback and the way that they've done the job of going after and getting Dylan, first of all, was, I think, the big domino in this, obviously. And then seeing the way that he's played, I think that, I'm sure you guys have talked about it, and I've noticed this, is that I feel like he's somehow become underrated nationally with what he did from his freshman year. And then the leap that he's now made, and we've seen through these first handful of games this season. So the good thing there, though, is that the kids see that, right? Like, these other recruits see that he's made progression, that they were able to get him on the field early. And so, hey, if I come in, I'm going to be able to play, and I'll also be able to get coached up under Coach Holgorsen and kind of improve my game because he's got a strong development history with quarterbacks. So that's got all those kids interested, right? But then I think on top of that, continuing to keep that pipeline of quarterbacks strong is really important, because if we're being real, someone at some point will move on from your quarterback room, right? You can only play one. And so when you end up having this level of depth, someone ends up moving on. But the flip side of that is now Nebraska becomes a really attractive option in the transfer portal as well, just because of who would be coaching him and then the success that they're currently having. So I think they're in a great spot at quarterback, which, as we all know, is the most important position in sports. So that ends up being a very good thing.
All right, Greg, last one before we let you go and get you out of here is basically, I just saw before we had you on this segment, Nebraska added another visitor from the 2028 class. This isn't me asking you if there's any guys on commit watch, because I think that's unfair to do, and I think that's unrealistic. But you talk to these guys as much as anybody. Who are some names that Nebraska fans need to know that are going to be on campus this week that Nebraska, you know how they feel about Nebraska and Nebraska feels about them?
Yeah, I think the first guy to mention is Juju Johnson, the number 5 cornerback in the nation from out in California. I think that Addison Williams has done a great job with him, and I think that Nebraska, I would classify as the leader at this point. Another California defensive back, Duve Williams. Now, they're in a tight battle, as Nebraska is with USC on that one, and USC has a lot going for it, being the backyard team in that case. But I do think the Huskers are the biggest threat to land him if it's not going to be USC. The guy that I really have an eye on, and I know a lot of Husker fans will be happy to hear this position group shouted out, is 5-star offensive lineman Kennedy Brown. Like, I think that that's a kid that Nebraska is in a better position for than I think most people would realize on the outside looking in. And they've got a real opportunity to move the needle this weekend. And I do think, we shouted out the 2028 guys that are coming in. I do think it's important to have a guy like Carter Barrett, who's from neighboring Iowa, and is a really highly ranked kid for us. He's an offensive tackle. I think having him back on campus to show him what this is all about, and I know he's excited to see it again. I think that that's a big deal as well, and someone Nebraska can move the needle with too. But I think that it's going to be a great weekend if all things go, according to Husker fans' plans. And I think it is shaping up to be a really fun one.
Greg, we sure appreciate it. I just pulled up Kennedy Brown, too. Greg, this young brother looked like he'd been in the league already for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, see, that's what it's supposed to look like, right? When I tell you that a kid is the number 1 player in his position, in his class, that's what's supposed to happen when you pull him up. That's perfect.
I was like, Greg, is this AI?
Right.
Well,
that's what it's supposed to look like.
Greg, I guess one last thing, but this one just came to my mind. Is there any risk for guys that are in Nebraska's 2026 class that are still being recruited by other schools that are kind of on your radar in 2027? I know that's a little farther away, but I guess that's always a thing that just popped into my mind as well. Any news there?
Yeah, I think that, there's always guys when Nebraska recruits, I think at the level that they're starting to recruit or hoping to recruit at, that's always going to happen. So that's fair. I think the number 1 guy there is Danny Odom, the defensive back out of Florida. When Nebraska got him, I think that it's not a real secret in the industry that they went kind of above and beyond with their kind of NIL, rev share kind of package. And so other schools are also trying to do that, namely Ohio State and Clemson. If people around the industry also know that Ohio State had been kind of notoriously stingy earlier in the cycle. They're allegedly going to loosen up the purse string. So I think Ohio State is one to watch in there. That's definitely trying to flip Danny Odom. Nayland Scott, the wide receiver, is another one that teams are really coming after as well. I feel good about both of them sticking with Nebraska at this point. Odom will be back in town this weekend as well, which is a huge deal and earlier than expected. So, yeah, I think Nebraska will have their work cut out for them there, but I think they've got a shot to hang on to both.
Well, Greg, we can't thank you enough, my friend. It's always good to catch up and appreciate all your hard work, and we'll definitely talk to you down the road.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Greg.
There it is. Greg Smith, national recruiting analyst for Rivals and On3 there.
Oh, I just, you know what? I got so much respect for Greg and their colleagues, Sip and, of course, Mike and those guys, because they're doing so much and they're digging so much into these recruits all over the nation.
I was going to say, and talking to 16 and 17-year-old guys, we talk about, working with Nebraska athletes, and a lot of them are really great, really mature, but you're talking about these guys their mindsets can flip-flop so often and so quick that the ability to just continue talking and keep those communication lines open is interesting.
I love it. Folks, I cannot believe it is 10:50. Nick, my stomach's full. My lips hurt from laughing.
Yeah.
And it's been a great show. We come back. We got the 80 attitude adjustment. Keep riding with us. We'll be right back.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies with a high around 74. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy and a low near 58. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and light winds with a high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Butler for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. Man, this show right now, Nick, I felt like I've eaten a full meal, and I almost have.
I was going to say, and I ate more than you, which is an issue.
I still have about a third left of the wrap, which is insane. I polished off about 4 or 5 wings. I got my salad still. There's a wing on top. Dear little buddy, who's that little guy right there? Who's that little guy?
That's an insight to what AD is going to look like at about 11:05.
Oh, man. And Nick, we talked about how slow the week is going to go. This week, when I asked you this morning, it has went fast.
Yeah.
And I think when you got a lot of things going on, it tends to go that way. And DF, I see it on the text line, on our text group text, Dave's like, well, Nick's not going to talk hole by hole.
No,
the golf
there's
game.
no reason
No,
to.
but he shot well. That's all that matters, man.
It was fine. It was a good time with the clients.
There you go. You know what? You guys, I'm grateful for another day. I say that quite a bit for the AD attitude adjustment, but in particular today, it's been 11 years ago today that I lost my mom unexpectedly. And my mom called me on the 16th and I was busy. I was involved in a different business enterprise, and me and some business partners were liquidating, etc. Was busy on the 17th. I was like, I'll call mom on the 18th. The evening of the 18th, I was going to call my mom as I was heading. I'll never forget. I was heading down to Kansas for a speaking engagement on the next day. Well, I'm walking off. I just told Nick off the air. I was walking off the 6th hole at Firethorn Golf Club. I seen there was a number of missed calls from my dad. Checked the voicemail, and he says, son, get to St. Elizabeth as quick as you can. Mom is not doing well. Reached my father back shortly. He says, Mom went to be with Jesus. She's gone. And you know what, folks? It took me a lot of years to deal with the regret that I had and the guilt that I had for not calling my mom back right away. And I allowed that, Swim and listeners, to just drive me to dark places for a long time. I would bury it in the bottle. I would bury it in anger. I would bury it in work. I would bury it, but I'd get on stage. Everything's fine. But I lived in this dark place for a long time, unbeknownst to maybe the outside. My inner circle knew, but the outside had no idea. Folks, here's what I'm telling you to do. My mom told me something when my oldest brother, Miles, was killed in 2009. She goes, don't you dare get in this grave with me when I pass away. And unfortunately, I did for a long time. But I'm grateful this morning when I got up early. I went outside on the deck, Nick. You've seen it on my socials. I said, you know what? Happy heavenly birthday, Mama. And I'm glad I can do that. But it took some help. And I'm grateful for my grief counselor through our church to do that. Folks, don't get in the grave with them. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a death, grief is tricky. It's like a tsunami. You never know when it's going to hit you. But there is help, and the sun does rise again, because the best way to honor them is with the life you're still living. And so I hope you do that. Folks, thanks for riding with us this morning. Thanks to Jay Shannon and David from One Potato, because our bellies are full. Check them out, One Potato Barbecue on social media. DP one-on-one's up next, folks. Tomorrow, 2 more sleeps. It's The Drive.
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool off this summer with a delicious horchata or other special drinks, and grab one of their famous taco boxes for a group of friends or coworkers to enjoy, full of birria tacos and many other options. Don't forget their great desserts like tres leches, flan, and cheesecake. Get to Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant. This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Stein Holding, Cornhole, or bring friends for hammer